Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sydney Ryan. A family is remembering Good Samaritan Michael Woodrum, a Ladson man who died after he was hit by a car in Colleton County. Officials say he was trying to move a tree off the road on Friday night after Tropical Storm Hermine swept through the low country. Our Alexis Simmons talked with his family and friends today. She shows you what he meant to those who knew him. Now, his family wants to spread the message of road safety, and they encourage others to listen to warnings when officials advise people to stay off the road. If you need to report an emergency on the highway, SCDOT recommends that you call Highway Patrol by dialing star 47 or call 911. Tropical Storm Hermine may be out of the low country, but scientists say it's gaining power as it makes its way up the coast and out to the Atlantic. Heavy rains and strong winds hitting the New York and New Jersey coastlines this afternoon. People are trying to make the best of a holiday weekend on the Jersey Shore, but they say strong rip currents and big waves make being in the water dangerous.
Oh, you can be up to your knees, and if a wave knocks you off your feet and you get caught in a rip, you can be in trouble.
People up and down the eastern coast are now concerned about beach erosion in New Jersey. Sand berms were created to try and protect the beaches. So far, Hermine is blamed for the deaths of 2 people. Despite Tropical Storm Hermine raging in the Atlantic, cruise ships have not strayed from their journeys. Take a look at this video we got from Robert McHugh on Twitter. Robert is on a Royal Caribbean Anthem of the Seas. Now, according to his post, wind speeds are up to 90 knots, and the waves are about 30 feet high. It's definitely a rough day at sea. Now, everything is calm here in the low country. We've had a beautiful day, and it's been a calm night. But what will tomorrow's Labor Day holiday bring? Jordan Wilkerson joins us now with a look at your forecast. I am crossing my fingers that we're going to maintain the sunshine. Hey. People from across the low country are dancing through Labor Day weekend. We caught up with some of them at the annual Edisto Shag Fest. It's safe to say everyone was having a groovy time. Our photojournalist Jackson Helms shows us what it's all about. Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sydney Ryan. New video tonight of the 16-year-old accused of murder in court. Harold Champagne, a junior at James Island Charter High, had a bond hearing this morning. He's accused of shooting and killing 19-year-old Jaquan Moore. Police say the murder happened here at Thomas Johnson Park off Secessionville Road on James Island. Now, according to court documents, the shots were fired around 5 o'clock Thursday afternoon. Witnesses say a fight broke out between Champagne and the victim before the shooting. At Champagne's bond hearing, his attorney said he was actually attacked by the victim before the shooting. The attorney went on to say that it appeared Champagne's nose was actually broken by the butt of a gun. Another man was shot trying to break up the argument. He is expected to be okay. Court documents say the argument started over $300 that was supposedly stolen from the victim. Champagne's bond was denied. And just hours ago, we could hear the rumbling of thunder over our West Ashley studio. But as we take a look right now, it seems to have calmed down a bit. The big story right now seems to be turning over in the tropics. For more of those details, we obviously go to Jordan Wilkerson, our beautiful blonde. Join us now with the latest. And developing right now, investigators are still working to see if yesterday's severe weather is responsible for this fire on Daniel Island. The Charleston Fire Department says they got the call after multiple lightning strikes in the area. Neighbors say the home is a rental and that nobody was living in the house at the time of the fire. And right now, we're working to learn more information about a fatal car accident in Charleston County. Now, according to the Charleston County Sheriff's Office, it happened around 8 this morning on Wilden Road in McClellanville. Not much information is known, but only one car was involved. We'll be sure to update you with the latest information as that comes in. Unattended minors at Northwoods Mall will have new rules to follow starting next month. For the 2 nights out of the week, people below the age of 18 will have a guardian. They'll need to have a guardian with them. Our Alexis Simmons talked with Sharpers out today to see how they felt about this new policy. And the youth escort policy will start on Friday, September 16th. Teens employed at the mall below the age of 18 will be issued special IDs so that they can still get to work. And right now, as we take a live look over the Folly Beach, A new report shows bad news for Folly sea life. The study shows that dredging for the Folly Beach Renourishment Project has had a negative impact on wildlife. According to the Department of Natural Resources, population numbers have dropped in the area for tiny creatures that feed crabs and fish. The study found that some of the creatures still haven't returned to the seafloor after the sand was removed to widen the beach. That was back in 2007. Researchers say because of this, larger animals could die off or move to different areas to find food. And continuing our coverage on the historic flooding in Louisiana, tonight people are continuing the recovery process as more people are gaining access to their homes. Unfortunately, some flooding victims' homes are still under feet of water, including one woman who was able to get right next to her home, but unable to go inside.
Well, that's what I didn't want to do. It's going to be okay.
Right now, around 4,000 people are still in shelters and thousands of homes have been destroyed. President Obama is scheduled to visit Louisiana on Tuesday. Meanwhile, in California, residents are starting to return to their homes as the Blue Cut fire continues to burn. Fire officials say it's around 68% contained. So far, more than 300 buildings have been destroyed. About 3,000 firefighters are working to extinguish the fire that has already burned more than 37,000 acres. And developing right now, the fallout from Ryan Lochte's claims of being robbed in Rio continues. Earlier tonight in an interview, Lochte says he's taking full responsibility for lying about being robbed in Brazil. Lochte could still face harsh penalties from the International Olympic Committee. Yesterday, the IOC announced they have set up a disciplinary commission to investigate Lochte and 3 other U.S. swimmers. Lochte originally claimed he was robbed at gunpoint earlier this week in Rio, but Brazilian authorities say the swimmer actually vandalized a gas station before arguing with security guards. And covering the Carolinas, the funding for police body cameras will be distributed to every agency that applied for it in South Carolina. Now, last year, state lawmakers set aside nearly $6 million to pay for cameras and data storage. According to the Associated Press, most agencies got all of the funding that they asked for, except for the Department of Public Safety. They only received about a sixth of the money they requested. State officials say overall it will cost more than $21 million to equip all of South Carolina's officers. In Manning, South Carolina, an argument at an auto parts store led to a man being beaten to death with a wrench. Deputies say Wallace Demery Jr. beat 34-year-old Jeffrey Caesar to death. It happened around 8 last night at Mideastern Truck Wash on A.M. Nash Road. Demery is now being charged with manslaughter. 2 escaped inmates in Union County were recaptured this morning. Kenneth Lipsey and Ashley Tyler escaped from the jail Friday afternoon. Lipsey was originally held for meth charges. Tyler was charged with murder. Deputies managed to track the men down with bloodhounds, and they're now facing 15 additional years behind bars.
My dog don't mess with nobody. My dog is trained to protect this yard. I have signs and all that, beware dog signs all over.
An elderly man killed by his neighbor's dogs in Florida. Why the dog owner says it's not the animal's fault. Plus, a major bust at a Texas bingo hall. What police found in a secret room.